The town's ethereal beauty was displayed on a sweltering and balmy summer day in San Francisco Bay, a picturesque coastal town along the stunning Californian shoreline in 2015. San Francisco Bay's quaint shops and eateries radiated an inviting allure, charming tourists and natives. On the beach, hued parasols reared in a picturesque formation, and juveniles constructed sandcastles with joyous laughter. The bustling harbor thrummed with life as fishermen pulled up their haul, and their vessels rocked mellifluously on the undulating waves. Amidst the beautiful scenery sat a 25-year-old man named Alex Harrison, a figure of staunch resolution in a town alive with hustle and bustle. His sandy blonde hair rustled in the salty wind, and his tranquil face was well known at the seafood market, where he actively dealt in that day's catch. Alex was respected in the community due to his integrity and diligence. He was fairly quiet and composed, yet underneath his inoffensive appearance was a determination nobody could shake. Those around him appreciated his constancy, and many had a good impression of him. Alex cast off that fateful morning with a light heart and a single-minded focus on the task ahead. The sun's rays soothed his skin while the cries of gulls filled the air. He reveled in the everyday pleasures, feeling deeply connected to the ocean's rhythmic ebb and flow. His vessel, worn by years of service, sailed the pristine waters smoothly. The picturesque harbor of San Francisco Bay vanished into the horizon as he trekked further out to sea, in quest of the plentiful fish reputed to be abundant in those waters. The passage of time saw Alex skillfully cast his nets and draw in his daily haul. The sun's rays grew brighter, illuminating the lake's surface with sparkling hues. His ice boxes soon brimmed with a beautiful selection of fish, filling him with pride. Just as Alex was thinking of heading back to shore, a huge shadow moved underneath his boat, sending captivating ripples across the water. His pulse surged as the magnitude of the creature sliding beneath him sunk in. An unmistakable great white shark, the same being at the core of hometown stories. Fear had initially seized him, but soon, a burning curiosity took its place. He grabbed his camera with trembling hands, eager to record this amazing instance. The shark moved with stunning poise, its sizable shape circling the boat with calculated attention. Every click of his camera amplified his intensifying exhilaration. However, as time dragged by, amazement changed to anxiety. There was no indication that the shark intended to depart. Alex began to recognize with widening trepidation that he had gone much further away from the shoreline than he thought. He carefully navigated his vessel, trying to avoid the ominous shark. Unfazed, the formidable predator continued his efforts, refusing to stray far. With one sudden forceful motion, the huge creature lunged toward the craft, its formidable teeth glinting in the sunlight. Terror pulsated through Alex as he struggled to direct the vessel out of danger, avoiding the biting jaws of the shark. The fight for life has become a trial of Alex's ingenuity and bravery. The ferocious great white shark, relentless in its stalking, continued to orbit and lunge. Time dwindled as Alex battled to remain alive. He understood he could never turn tail and run from the predator, but was adamant to persist. With every conflict, he picked up on the shark's habits, tailoring his approaches to his findings. As the sun set, the two combatants persevered in their baleful shimmy. Drained and battered, Alex knew that the probability of his survival was declining. In a nail-biting finale, the great white lunged menacingly toward the boat. With unflinching courage and shrewd reflexes, Alex skillfully avoided the strike, and the predator vanished into the murky depths. With the after effects of the adrenaline settling, Alex was overcome with a tremendous sense of relief. He battled against the notorious predator known as the Beast of the Bay and walked away to tell his gripping story. Rumors of Alex's experience quickly traveled around San Francisco Bay, fascinating natives and tourists alike. He had recklessly approached the great white shark, yet could vividly describe his terrifying voyage. His photos and tale provided a vivid reminder of the wild splendor and peril of the ocean, leading people to appreciate the fine equilibrium of the natural world. In the long run, Alex Harrison had accomplished his aspiration of sighting the fabled beast, yet the experience had left an unchanging impression on his spirit. He was aware that the sea would consistently hide its secrets, beckoning to those who were audacious enough to dive into its abyss. On a dark and stormy evening in the coastal town of Cape Cod in the late summer of 2010, a 33-year-old man named Daniel O'Connor found himself embarking on a journey that would forever alter the course of his life. The wind howled through the gnarled branches of ancient cypress trees that lined the jagged cliffs overlooking the tumultuous waves of the ocean. Torrential rain pelted down, creating an eerie atmosphere that hinted at the impending chaos. Cape Cod, renowned for its rugged coastline and rich marine life, was particularly unforgiving on this ominous night. Daniel, a native of this coastal haven, was both fascinated and fearful of the sea. His heart raced with anticipation as he ventured onto his modest fishing boat he calls the Misty Horizon, despite the nagging fear that had always lurked beneath his love for the ocean. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the cliffs, Daniel prepared for a fateful encounter with the untamed ocean. The eerie play of moonlight on the water created an otherworldly aura that heightened the tension in the air. The waves roared as they crashed against the shore with relentless fury. Daniel was not merely a fisherman, he was an adventurer, a seeker of thrilling encounters with the untamed world beneath the waves. His goal for the night was not the ordinary catch. He sought to capture the elusive essence of the ocean, the raw power that resided in its depths. The misty horizon gently rocked on the turbulent sea as Daniel cast his fishing line into the depths below. Hours drifted by, and as the clock neared midnight, Daniel's patience was rewarded with a powerful tug on his line. It was not the subtle nibble of a fish, it was a primal force from the abyss. Adrenaline surged through his veins as he wrestled with the unseen power beneath. The line went taut and the boat lurched forward, threatening to tip Daniel into the dark waters. His heart raced as he realized that he had not hooked a fish but something much larger and far more menacing. A colossal shadow erupted from the depths, a creature that dwarfed the misty horizon. It was a great white shark, a living relic of an ancient era, its size and presence overwhelming. The shark's cold black eyes locked onto Daniel, and in that chilling moment he knew he was in a fight for his life. This great white shark was a monstrous behemoth, spanning over 20 feet in length. Its mottled gray skin bore the scars of countless battles, a testament to its dominance in these treacherous waters. Its age was evident in its cold, black eyes, and its behavior was predatory, driven by a primal instinct that had been honed over decades. With every ounce of strength, Daniel battled the great white shark. The struggle was relentless, a primal contest between man and beast. The shark's immense power threatened to drag Daniel into the abyss, but he refused to yield. It was a harrowing duel that seemed to stretch on for an eternity, the waves crashing around them as if the ocean itself held its breath. Their battle became a violent dance of survival. Daniel's fingers ached as he fought to maintain his grip on the fishing line, while the shark's powerful thrashes sent shockwaves of terror through his body. Seawater lashed Daniel's face, blurring his vision as he struggled to comprehend the enormity of the creature he faced. Amidst the tumultuous struggle, only primal instincts guided their actions. The shark's immense jaws snapped inches from Daniel's trembling form, causing the metallic tang of blood to mingle with the salt water. With a final surge of energy, Daniel managed to free his fishing line from the shark's jaws. In a triumphant display of sheer willpower, he sent the predator into the depths once more. The great white shark, wounded but unbowed, disappeared beneath the waves, leaving Daniel with a sense of awe and terror that would stay with him forever. Exhausted and shaken, Daniel stared out at the unforgiving sea, knowing he had narrowly escaped death's clutches. His encounter with the monstrous great white shark had left him forever changed, a survivor of a battle that few could fathom. As the first light of dawn painted the sky, Daniel returned to shore, his heart heavy with the weight of his experience. The people of Cape Cod would never know the true extent of his ordeal, as he chose not to share the details of that fateful night. He knew that the ocean was the great white shark's domain, and in the end he had ventured into it, challenging the very forces of nature. Over the years, Daniel continued to explore the mysteries of Cape Cod, but he did so with a newfound respect for the sea and its inhabitants. His encounter with the monstrous great white shark had left an indelible mark on his soul and his body, a reminder that in the world of nature, there were battles that could never indeed be won, only survived. The 33-year-old man, Daniel O'Connor, did not accomplish his initial goal of capturing the ocean's essence that night. Still, he did perform something far greater. He survived a harrowing encounter with one of the ocean's most formidable predators. The sun hung high in the sky, its golden rays casting a brilliant tapestry of blues and greens over the tranquil waters of Western Australia. This picturesque paradise, where dense forests kissed the edges of pristine beaches, was the dream destination for adventure seekers worldwide in the summer of 2021. Among them stood Lucas Silva, a 30-year-old Brazilian tourist who had long felt an irresistible pull of the ocean's mysteries. Heavy with the scent of salt, the air carried on a gentle sea breeze. As Lucas approached the shore, the sand felt warm and welcoming beneath his feet. He could hear beachgoers' distant laughter and waves' rhythmic crash. The boat, a sturdy vessel with a weathered wood deck, swayed gently at the dock. With each step, anticipating the underwater world's secrets filled Lucas with wonder and excitement. Lucas descended into the water, the sea's cool embrace enveloping him. The transition from the warm, sun-drenched world above to the serene, liquid realm below was like entering another dimension. His snorkel mask provided a window to an underwater kingdom where coral reefs stretched out like ancient cities, each nook and cranny home to a different species of marine life. Schools of iridescent fish, their scales shimmering like jewels, darted playfully around him. As the group ventured further from the shore, the water's depth increased, and a subtle unease crept over Maria, the experienced local guide. Her weathered skin bore the traces of countless adventures beneath the waves, and her keen eyes had learned to decipher the subtlest nuances of the ocean's moods. She signaled for the group to return to the boat with swift, precise hand movements, a language only understood by those intimately acquainted with the sea's secrets. Just as they began their retreat, a massive shadow, dark and foreboding, emerged from the depths. Lucas, trailing behind, turned to witness the eerie darkness. The sensation that overcame him was akin to staring into the abyss itself. A shiver ran down his spine as a great white shark's unmistakable silhouette came into view, sending a pulse of fear and awe through the group. The immense predator, a living relic from a prehistoric era, moved through the water with an eerie grace. Its sleek form glided effortlessly, and the water seemed to part before it as if acknowledging its dominance. Panic rippled through the snorkelers, their heartbeats reverberating within the confines of their masks. Lucas, however, felt an inexplicable fascination wash over him. He had always admired these majestic creatures from afar, but now he was within arm's reach of one of the ocean's most fearsome predators, and a mixture of terror and awe heightened his senses. Maria's voice, strained but steady, pierced the chaos. Her calm reassurance cut through the panic like a lifeline. She urged the group to remain calm and close together, her voice carrying a tone of authority born from years spent navigating these treacherous waters. But the great white shark, a creature born of primal instinct, sensed vulnerability. In a breathtaking burst of speed, it closed the gap between predator and prey, its movements fluid and precise. Chaos erupted as the shark's monstrous jaws clamped down on Maria's leg. A horrifying chorus of screams and bubbles filled the water as it thrashed violently. The sea around them became a fierce battleground, and the salt water mixed with the metallic tang of blood. Blood clouded the azure sea, a stark reminder of nature's ruthless savagery. Lucas, driven by a surge of adrenaline, reacted with lightning reflexes. With all his strength, he seized a jagged piece of coral and plunged it into the shark's eye, the water around him pulsing with tension. The great white shark convulsed in agony, and its grip on Maria relinquished. She fought her way to the surface, her injured leg trailing a macabre ribbon of red. Still in the water, Lucas swam towards her, every stroke a desperate bid for survival. His muscles burned, and every heartbeat echoed in his ears. The weight of the ocean above pressed down on him, a constant reminder of the relentless struggle beneath the waves. Back on the boat, frantic hands pulled Maria to safety, her face contorted in pain. Lucas, his heart pounding in his chest, reached the vessel next. His body trembled, but his eyes held an undeniable fire of determination. The deck, once stable, now seemed to sway with the rhythm of his racing heart. As they sped back to the safety of the shore, Lucas couldn't escape the haunting memory of the shark's predatory eyes. The encounter had left an indelible mark on his soul, a potent mixture of awe and terror. It had transformed him, forging a profound connection with the untamed world beneath the ocean's surface. The taste of salt water lingered in his mouth, and the adrenaline rush still coursed through his veins, a vivid reminder of his life and death struggle. In the days that followed, Lucas visited Maria in the hospital. Their shared experience had bound them together, creating a bond that transcended words. The incident also served as a stark reminder to the local community and tourists alike about the need to respect the ocean and its magnificent yet unforgiving inhabitants. Lucas had escaped the clutches of a gruesome fate, but had also been granted a deeper understanding of the intricate dance between humanity and nature. The great white shark, once a symbol of fear, had become an unexpected mentor, imparting lessons in humility and reverence for the wild world that thrives beneath the waves. In the coastal town of Port Macquarie, nestled on the rugged shores of New South Wales, Australia, the year was 2002. Port Macquarie had always been a fishing haven, known for its pristine beaches and abundant marine life. The town's history was etched into the very air, carried by the whispers of generations of fishermen's tales. But in 2002, one story would transcend them all, a tale of suspense and terror that would forever be recounted around campfires. Thomas Mitchell, a 28-year-old harpooner, embodied the rugged spirit of Port Macquarie. His sun-kissed skin bore the scars of countless battles against the sea's ferocity, and his calloused hands were a testament to a life spent in relentless pursuit of the ocean's secrets. Thomas had spent years learning its rhythms and confronting its dangers head-on, yet nothing could have prepared him for the epic struggle that awaited him on that fateful day. As the sun's first rays painted the horizon with a fiery blend of orange and pink hues, Thomas and his crew set sail in their trusty fishing vessel, the Ocean's Bounty. The wooden hull creaked gently beneath their feet as the boat sliced through the crystalline waters. Their quest was no ordinary one. They sought a prized marlin, a legendary leviathan that had eluded their grasp for weeks. Excitement coursed through the crew as they cast their lines into the depths, their eyes filled with determination and hope. But as the sun climbed higher, casting a brilliant glow upon the scene, an ominous shadow moved beneath the boat. The great white shark, a massive and merciless predator, glided silently through the waters, drawn by the scent of blood and the promise of a formidable battle. Thomas, his eyes as keen as the sharpest harpoon, spotted the monstrous behemoth. A palpable tension hung in the air, and the crew's cheerful banter gave way to apprehension. Fear coursed through their veins like an electric current as they witnessed the apex predator's approach. With terrifying force, it rammed the boat, sending shockwaves rippling through the wooden hull. The crew clung desperately to whatever they could find, their world reduced to a chaotic tempest. Amidst the chaos, Thomas, his sinewy form illuminated by the dazzling sunlight, positioned himself at the bow of the boat. The great white circled with malevolent intent, its obsidian eye locking onto the humans who dared challenge its dominion. With a primal roar of defiance, he hurled the harpoon, and it sliced through the air with the grace of a predator. The weapon struck true, burying itself deep into the shark's side. The beast shuddered in pain, and a monstrous bellow reverberated through the ocean's depths. The battle that followed was a symphony of savagery and determination. The wounded predator thrashed and roared, its cavernous mouth gaping wide to reveal rows of teeth as sharp as obsidian daggers. The crew members, adrenaline coursing through their veins, rallied around their captain, their cries merging with the symphony of the sea. The clash of titans continued for hours, each moment an eternity of peril and exhaustion. Thomas's hands, once calloused and strong, were now raw and trembling, but his resolve remained unbreakable. The great white, even when weakened by the relentless loss of blood, refused to yield. Its relentless aggression pushed the crew to the brink of despair. In the midst of the brutal confrontation, Thomas endured severe injuries. His left arm hung limply. A deep gash marred his side, and his leg bore painful lacerations. Blood mingled with the seawater, creating a swirling crimson tapestry that bore witness to the relentless battle of life and death. Despite their injuries, the crew members pressed on, their spirits unyielding. They knew that surrender was not an option. It meant certain death. The Great White, sensing its vulnerability, made a final, desperate attempt to escape. With one last menacing glare, it vanished into the inky depths, leaving behind a tableau of chaos and carnage. Exhausted and battered, Thomas and his crew members were left with the haunting memory of their encounter with the merciless great white shark. The wounds they carried, both physical and emotional, would be a testament to their indomitable spirit for the rest of their lives. As the years passed, the legend of Thomas and the great white shark became a cherished story in Port Macquarie. It served as a testament to the courage and indomitable spirit of those who dared to challenge the untamed depths of the ocean. The town that had always been bound to the sea now had a new chapter in its folklore, a story of unwavering determination, survival against all odds, and the enduring spirit of the sea.